Get it up. Welcome to Sebring Slot Cars. We're getting ready to start our fourth race of the day. This will be Pro Series slotted LMP. We have Jim Wood starting on white, Peter Kelly on green, Troy Dobson on purple, and Jeff Knoll on black. So we're going to go to racing. You're walking a dog on us, Peter. You sped up.
Can't close that 2-foot gap. He's over.
Jim Wood, Troy Dobson, Jeff Knoll, all at 23 laps. Jeff and Troy are each about a quarter lap from hitting another lap, so they're 3/4 ahead of Jim. Peter Kelly, 22 laps at heat. He's a couple of feet away from getting his 23rd lap, so everybody's pretty much on the same lap. Fast laps. Jeff Knoll with a 5.079 on black. Troy Dobson a 5.142 on purple. Peter Kelly a 5.196 on green. We got to go to racing. Here we go. Where am I? Here I am. Huh? After 2 heats. Jeff Knowles, your sole leader at 47. Troy Dobson, second place at 46. Jim Wood, Peter Kelly at 45 each. Fast laps. Jeff Knoll a 5.030 on yellow. Troy Dobson at 5.091 on black. Jim Wood a 5.233. Peter Kelly, that was on red, and Peter Kelly at 5.226 on blue. So let's go back to racing. I'll let you by. I wasn't going to let you knock me off. I know, but if I was in the way, you'd do it. That much I know. You already coming around again? Mercy, that's rude. Will you stay 2 heats each on them? Heat over. Jeff Knoll and Troy Dobson back tied at 70 laps each. Jeff had an off that heat. Troy had won the heat before. Jim Wood, Peter Kelly tied at 68. Laps that segment. Troy Dobson picked up 24. Jeff 23. Jim and Peter 23 also. Fast lap. Troy Dobson with a 5.077 on yellow. Jeff Knoll a 5.009 on orange. Jim Wood a 5.109 on green. Peter Kelly a 5.154 on purple. So all of them are running hard. So let's go back to racing. Track, track, track. That was my first off of the race. Chopping away at me. No, and Troy Dobson still tied at 93. Jim Wood, Peter Kelly tied at 91. Everybody got 23 laps that heat. Fast lap goes to Troy Dobson with a 5:04.8. That was on orange. Jim Wood with a 5:08.6 on blue. Peter Kelly with a 5:145 on black. Jeff Knoll with a 5:154 on white. That was a remarkable time there on white. So Jeff goes to red this lane, Troy to white, Jim to purple, and Peter to yellow. So Troy and Jeff could lose one lap possibly this heat. Not likely, but possibly.
Coming for you, Jimmy.
Come on, big boy. I like me some purple. All right, Jeff Knoll with 117. Troy Dobson 116. Jim Wood 115. Peter Kelly 114. Laps at heat. Jeff Knoll, Jim Wood each with 24. Troy Dobson, Peter Kelly each with 23. Fast lap. Jim Wood on purple with a 5:06.5. Jeff Knoll on red with a 5:09.7. It was very remarkable. Peter Kelly with a 5:132 on yellow, and Troy Dobson a 5:248 on white. Ran it as hard as I could run it.
I'm doing the best I can. 23, 24, 23.
When Jeff, Troy, you want to skip it? Yeah.
He told me he forgot where he was on the track.
Jeff Knoll still your leader at 140. Troy Dobson, Jim Wood tied at 138. They're within a foot apart, or 6 inches probably. Peter Kelly, 137. Really, really tight race. Laps that segment. Jeff, Jim, and Peter all 23. Troy Dobson 22 on red, which is understandable. Fast lap. Jeff Knoll with a 4963 on green. Jim Wood with a 5018 on black. Peter Kelly a 5132 on orange, and Troy Dobson a 5273 on red. Woo, about lost it right there, Jeff. About dumped it, didn't I? Well, Troy ain't gonna quit, is he? Oh, track. But don't work here. Ain't no getting that back. Heat over. Jeff Knowles, still your leader at 164. Troy Dobson, Jim Wood tied at 162. Troy is currently about 3 or 4 feet ahead of Jim. Peter Kelly with 160. Laps at heat. Jeff Knoll, Troy Dobson, Jim Wood all 24. Peter Kelly 23. Fast lap. We had Peter Kelly, nope, excuse me, Jim Wood with a 5026. Troy Dobson a 5059. Jeff Knoll had the fast lap with a 4982. And Peter Kelly a 5205. So they're running like scalded dogs. Last heat. Let's see what we get. I messed up there. Timing was off. Sandbagger.
Oh!
You were sandbagging. You were sandbagging.
Nice.
Sandbagging, yes.
How do you figure?
I know your car. Knowles, your winner with 187 laps. Troy Dobson and Jim Wood tied at 185. Jim knows Troy out. I think Troy let off the trigger a little early. Just imagine that. So so we have Jeff at 187, Jim and Troy at 185, Peter Kelly at 182. Laps that heat, Jim, Jeff, and Troy all 23, Peter Kelly 22. But Peter was on red, so he's normally going to lose a lap on red. Fast lap, we had Jeff Knoll with a 5:014, Jim Wood with a 5:062, Troy Dobson with a 5:077, and Peter Kelly a 5:310 on red. So that was our race. We're going to get some pictures and call it a day. We all ran good. Yeah. Well, you got the record. You got to keep in mind probably involves having no offs. Up off from the old one.
I don't feel bad. I was only 4 seconds off the record. Or 4 laps off the record.
Thank you, Bill.